We welcome you back to ABL action as the Hong Kong Eastern make their home. Back into this game. But it seemed like for every big shot, Formosa would have an answer. This time, glass, jab,